Are you looking for affordable land in Florida? Today I'm going to show you 4 of our lots in Putnam County, all of which come with owner financing. So here's what to expect today. I'm going to cover each of the 4 lots in detail. Then I will go over our owner financing terms and our bonuses, as well as how to buy the property, and I'll wrap up with our free land giveaway promotion. So let's get into it. Right, so first of all, you can find all of our properties at land.gocap.com. And on the website, you will see a map with all of our available properties. This is an interactive map, so you can zoom in and out, and the red pins are the properties that are currently available. So when you click on a red pin, you will find a link to that property's main listing page. Now, below this map, and before I go any further, I should say I'm not a real estate agent. All the properties that we sell are properties that our company owns. That's why we're able to offer owner financing. So you can keep that in mind when you're looking at properties. Now, below the map, you will see a table with a little more information on each of our properties. And again, you'll see links to the property's main listing page. Now, the lots we're looking at today are properties, if we go down here, 787, 788, 789, and 790. Now, I will say that these numbers here, these are our internal numbering system, so they have nothing to do with the property's legal description. Don't use these numbers when you're calling the county to do research. But if you want to find the property on our main listing page, it is again 787, 788, 789, and 790. All right, so let's start with 787. And all of these lots are 0.22 acres. Well, this last one, 790, is 0.23. So a little under 1/4 of an acre. And if we zoom out here to look at the surrounding location, we are in Putnam County, which is northern Florida, just to the south of Jacksonville. And it is in the center portion of the peninsula. The nice thing about that is there'll be less special hazard flood zones in this area, and that does also mean a less potential risk for flooding. So that is nice. It is also in an area surrounded by a lot of lakes. You can see them all here. And some of these lakes do have fishing. The immediate vicinity does also have a lot of outdoor recreation, so you'll see wildlife management areas and the St. Johns River over here to the east by the town of Palatka, which is the largest town in the area. It's about 35 minutes away, and there is a hospital here, which of course is important if you're looking to build. And all of our properties are over here to the north of Interlaken. Interlaken is also a small town. It does have some basic amenities as well. Now, if we zoom in, you'll see that this area is a subdivision that is currently being developed. You'll see there are homes in the nearby vicinity, but this is still a little more rural. There is a little more space between homes, as you can see here. A lot more green. So I like to say that this area is kind of like still kind of like old Florida. You get some of that more rural feel, and we'll zoom in closer to this property here, which is over to the west of the subdivision over here. So it's a little more like old Florida. A little bit more rural, a little more out of the way. You get a little more privacy, but also less restrictions and lower prices. So this is an area that has historically been a little more of a backwater. It's been not as high income, I guess you could say, and it hasn't developed in quite the same way that the parts of Florida closer to the major cities have. That does mean that land here has stayed pretty affordable, so have homes. And what that means is recently the area has started to see a little bit of in-migration as people are escaping the higher cost areas within Florida. And as I said, this area is a little bit less restrictive, so I'll get into that in a second. But this particular lot, 787, is on the western edge of the subdivision. There is a home nearby. And there's actually one right next door and over here. So all good signs for building. And here are the drone footage. So this one is a little bit less treed. You see a little less vegetated, I guess you could say. So a little bit less clearing might be required here than on some other lots. That might be something that is appealing to anyone who's looking to build, especially right away. So here we can see the surrounding area. There is Trotting Pond just a ways away. And here's the road. It is a dirt road in good shape. Right? And we can watch the drone footage here. I'm actually going to go back to the beginning because we have a Matterport scan at the start of all our videos. And that gives you on-the-ground footage. So you get a sense of what the property is like, even if you're not able to visit it. And here's the drone footage. So it's actually a very pretty area, very green, lots of trees. And we can see more here. All right, so I did say this property is a little bit less, well, all of these properties are a little less restricted. None of them are in an HOA, so no HOA. And in terms of zoning, they are all zoned residential R2, which if we go to the zoning ordinance, can pull up allowable uses here. So I should start this by saying it's always a good idea to give the county a call yourself to go over your particular uses with the county, see what's allowed, what the requirements might be in terms of getting a permit and all the specifics around the paperwork. But according to the zoning ordinance and our research, this zoning designation R2 does allow for, these are all the accessory uses that are allowed. We can go down to here we go. So yeah, if you want to look up in the zoning ordinance yourself, this is under uses allowed within zoning districts. So single family homes are allowed, and so are mobile homes, which is nice because mobile homes have become restricted in many areas, especially areas that have become a little more developed or closer to cities. So if you're looking for a site to put up a mobile home, one of the most affordable ways to get into home ownership, of course, this zoning designation does allow mobile homes. And it does allow recreational uses as well. Now, according to our research, this Putnam County does not allow full-time living in an RV, but they do have a temporary permit that you can pull during construction, or if you were in a disaster situation like your home was flooded out or destroyed by fire and you need an RV for temporary living. And they do have a box to check for a medical issue. So if you do have a potential medical issue and you are thinking about living in an RV, you can call the county and see what would qualify you for that as well. Okay, and let's pull this property up in Land ID. This is the website we use for all of our online basic due diligence. It covers things like wetlands and flood zones, all of which are very important to know about if you want to build. So And one thing I'll say is we did just recently purchase all of these properties. So on some online system and some online databases, the ownership records may not be updated yet, but you can always reach out to us. We can give you a copy of the deed, and you can also call the county clerk to confirm that our company does own the property. Okay, so it is relatively flat here, as you can see, and there's no special hazard flood zone, which is always a good thing in Florida. Right. And there are no wetlands either, so also a very good thing in Florida. And in terms of soils, the soils are very similar to the rest of the subdivision. We do know that some homes have been built here. So all good signs for development potential. Now that was 787. We'll also look at 788. This property, and I will get to the owner financing terms in a little bit. So this property is to the east of the first property in the northern portion of this particular subdivision. If we zoom in, there are homes in the area, but still very green. It's a little bit of a different ecosystem here, or different natural features, I should say. There are more trees on the lot. This is also fronted by a maintained dirt road. Oh, and if you're joining me live, please feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I'm always happy to answer them. So let's take a look at the drone footage. So here's the Matterport scan. You get a sense of what it looks like on the ground. Here you see the tree cover in the lot. Okay. So there are homes nearby, as I said, but a very green area, lots of trees here. So if you're looking for a more green feel, this would be a good spot. And if we zoom up, this one is close to, well, about 10-15 minutes from Lake Grandin, which does have fishing. And I'll show that. Here, you can see Lake Grandin, just to the south of the property up here. This is also zoned R2, so very similar to the other one. Oh, and I'll pull it up in Land ID too, so you can see that whether there's a special hazard flood zone or wetlands. Right, so no wetlands and no special hazard flood zone. All right, the next one is 789. This one, if we zoom out, is in a similar area to the previous one, 788. It's in the northern portion of this subdivision. Again, there are homes in the area, but it's also very green. So we see from satellite images, this one also has a fair number of trees on it. It is fronted by a maintained dirt road. And let's look at the drone footage. So there's the Matterport scan. You can see what it looks like on the ground and in the lot itself. And here's the drone footage. You can see all of the trees on the lot. All right, and then we can pull this one up in land ID as well to check for wetlands and special hazard flood zone. Okay, so no wetlands or special hazard flood zone. There is actually wetlands to the west of the property, but not on the property itself, which is good. So there shouldn't be building restrictions that come with wetlands, according to this map. All right, the next one is 790 down here. And this property, if we zoom out, is actually just to the southwest of Interlaken. This is in a little bit different portion of the subdivision than we usually get properties in. Actually, first one in this area, so that's interesting. Just to the south of Lake Galilee. And there has been a fair amount of home building or homes built in this part of the subdivision because this one is actually a little bit closer to Interlaken and the main road. So for anyone who's really interested in being close to amenities, this might be a good choice. And we can see drone footage here. There have been homes built in the area. Not quite as many trees as some of the other lots. It's also good if you wanted to build right away. And here's the drone footage. So here's on the ground Matterport scan. You can see this area is a little more built up than the other areas we looked at. And the road is in good condition. There's the drone footage. Slightly different tree coverage as well. Looks like less trees than 788 and 789. So again, if you're looking to build on their power lines on the road. So if you're looking to build, this would be I think, one of the best of the lot. Okay, so let's pull this up in Land ID. Okay, and no special hazard flood zone, no wetlands. I have those layers turned on already, so you can see here. Okay, so let's get to owner financing. I know that many land buyers are looking for owner financing as a way to make the purchase more affordable. And we do offer that on almost all of our properties, including these 4. So right now, all of the lots are priced at $7,995. Again, they're all about the same size. So that's a price of $7,995 plus the dock fee. Now with owner financing, we actually don't have set terms. And we do that because we want to make sure that we tailor the terms to meet each individual buyer's needs. So if you're interested in owner financing, just reach out to us and let us know what kind of monthly payment and down payment you're thinking will work for your budget, and we will tailor the terms to make the lot affordable for you. There are 2 things I want to be upfront about with owner financing, though. The first is that we say no building on or living on the property until the end of the loan term, and that's for liability reasons. But you can use the property for recreational purposes as long as you're in compliance with all local rules and regulations, and we do often allow minor improvements, so things like clearing a portion of the lot, putting up a fence. Many buyers have put like a small shed on the lot to store a few items. So if there's something minor, and minor we generally mean by a permit is not required, if there's something minor you're thinking about, just let us know and we will work with you on that. The other thing is there's no prepayment penalty. So you can start the owner financing and then you can always pay off the loan early when you're ready to start construction. And again, there'll be no penalty, no fee for doing that. You'll also save on interest. And not only that, but if you pay off early enough, we do offer cash back as a way to thank you for paying off the loan early. So those terms, hey Zaphael, Olympic swimming pool, yeah. Not that I don't think would be considered a minor improvement, but hey, maybe. So if you pay off in the first 6 months, you'll get 5% cash back on the purchase price. And if you pay off in 12 months, you'll get 2.5% cash back on the purchase price. Right. The other thing I want to be upfront about with owner financing is that the higher the down payment you can make, the lower the interest rate we can offer. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your budget. Now, there are 3 things that we have found have always made, or that make someone a successful land purchaser. So the first one's affordability, being able to get owner financing. But the 2 other aspects that are really important include flexibility. So on that note, we do have a 365-day land exchange guarantee with owner financing. That does mean that in that first year of financing, you are able to exchange the property one time. So if there's another property that comes into our inventory that you like more, you can exchange the property you started financing for that other property. You just have to pay the dock fee. This also applies if you find something, the property for whatever reason no longer works for you, you can exchange it in that first year, and that way you know that you're getting the property that meets your needs. And the last thing that we found is very important for a successful land purchase is being able to access the seller directly. So we do have an open door policy. I actually do daily live streams at 2 p.m. Eastern. So you can always join those live streams to speak with me. And my team, who's very knowledgeable on all the properties, is always available. You can call, text, email, and they will answer all your questions. You can find our contact information on our website. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions about any of our properties. Finally, if you do want to do your research on this property, we have a hold option. And this will let you take the property off market. That means no one can buy it while you're calling the county or going to visit the property. It is $50 for 2 days. I got it right this time, Zaphael. Oh, and I was supposed to do the air horn because you joined, so better late than never. Okay, so it's $50 for 2 days, and you can hold for up to 8 days. And that process is very easy. It's actually all automated. So if you want to hold the property, you just click buy or hold and then click hold. We have an automated buy process as well if you're looking to pay with cash. So you can just click buy if you would like to buy the property with cash. If you're looking to purchase with owner financing, then just give us a call and let us know what kind of down payment and monthly payment you're thinking will work for your budget. And we'll come up with terms and present them to you. We'll come up with terms that are affordable and meet your needs. Yeah, you got it right. All right, and so again, today we're looking at numbers 787, 788, 789, and 790 on our website. Our website is land.gocap.com. We do have a number of other properties in Putnam County and other states as well. So you can look at, if these 4 properties didn't work for you, you can look at those other properties on the website. And if there's an area you're interested in that is not showing up on the map, you can always sign up for text alerts to get alerts whenever we post a property in your state of interest. And if you purchase any property, one of these 4 or any other property, you do also get our bundle, our Freedom Bundle of 9 bonuses. Again, these do come with every purchase, whether owner financing or cash, and they include monthly landowner Q&A calls with me, a complimentary vacation voucher, hotel savings card, and restaurant savings card, all designed to, Zaphael saying, if it was Friday night or something you wanted to hold the property, can you that's a good question. So this is actually a good question about the hold. I'll go back to that for a second. So if you hold the property on Friday night, can you extend that hold over the weekend because counties aren't always open? So this is an automated process. It doesn't get extended a bit automatically because of that. So I would say you'd want to hold it long enough to make sure that you can do the calls on Monday. But you can always call our team. We might be able to, on the back end, do something depending on how serious you are about the property. And I will just wrap up with our bonuses as well. So as I was saying, every purchase comes with 9 free bonuses, and these include a complimentary vacation voucher, hotel savings card, and restaurant savings card. All of these are designed to either help offset the cost of going to visit the property or celebrate land ownership with a vacation. And you do have the option of requesting a free 30-minute architectural consultation with me as well, because I do have a background in architecture, as well as a free homesteading guide, building and zoning guide, post-closing checklist, and neighbor lookup tutorial. So if the properties next to you are adjacent, the properties next to you are vacant, then you can find the neighbor's address and send them a nice letter just introducing yourself. So all of these bonuses are free. You get them when the deed is recorded, so that's pretty much upfront with a cash purchase or at the end of the loan term with owner financing. And they have a total value of about $5,675. All right. And I will leave with our free land giveaway promotion as well. So if you are looking for land and none of these work for you, or you just want an extra property for free, we do have a promotion. We'll be giving away a free property. So generally the lowest value property in our inventory. And that'll be given away on January 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern live on the YouTube channel. And if you want to know how to participate, you can go to our channel homepage and go to the free land giveaway promotion video. It'll tell you how, but it's very simple. You just leave a comment on the free land giveaway video and subscribe to our mailing list so we can keep you updated. And this promotion is just a way to get the word out about our company and let someone have a free property. Okay. Again, we are live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we do free property reviews on those live streams. So if you are searching for land right now and you have a listing that you would like us to take a look at for free, you can join one of those live streams and leave the property in the comments. And no, you don't. That's a good question. You don't have to pay the doc fee. Zaphael's asking if you have to pay the doc fee for the free land. No, you don't. So it is free. I think we actually say, like, just to make it an official transaction, you can mail us $1. So there's some money exchanged, but yeah, it's free. So join us live if you would like us to take a look at your property for free, or if you just want to look at interesting properties with us. And you can find all of our properties, including the 4 I reviewed today, at land.gocap.com. So thank you for watching. Thank you everyone who joined, and I hope to see you on one of the upcoming live streams.